Alright guys, well I received my shipment of my F-104 Freewing 90mm EDF jet from Motion RC finally. It's been on back order for quite some time, and I'm excited to share an unboxing with you guys. I'm going to do, once again, like I always do, a detailed unboxing and make sure that I walk up to the camera with each of the parts, and give you an opportunity to look at each of the parts in detail, which I think is great. Whenever I'm trying to buy a new model online, I feel like there's never enough pictures, there's never enough video, so that I can really get in there and see what it is I'm looking at. Now, bear in mind that the main source of information for these airplanes from Freewing is to be found on RC groups on the forums. And there's a thread in particular that pertains to the F-104 90mm from Freewing. I am a hack compared to the guys that are on that forum and all of the information that they have to give. It's well worth the read, in particular the post by the username Alpha, who is the guru on these airplanes and has got an incredible amount of information pertaining to setup and all of that great stuff. Please understand that when I make these videos, I'm just offering my personal observations, and sometimes they're based on experience and sometimes they're not. I try to give you the best information possible, but mostly it's just an informative look at the airplane, what's in the box, what I think of it, and what I'm going to do. I'm not always right about things, but I do want you to know that the guys over there on that forum are light years ahead of me. Now I'm going to do something that I don't normally do in the video, and I'm going to turn my back to you for a second, and I'm going to get my knife out so that I can open this box. It's super hot in the garage here in Arizona, and I'm just sweating my butt off right now. Also, I apologize, I didn't have time this time around to make sure that I had things in place for sound production and set, and background and all of that, so forgive the mess behind me. I'm really just trying to get this video out in a timely manner, because now is the time to strike. This thing's hot off the press, and I want to make sure that I get in there and I get my shot at giving you guys a great unboxing video before somebody else beats me to the punch. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up here. This is the very first time that I'm going to be seeing this, so it's an actual unboxing. And again, forgive me for not looking right at the camera while I'm doing this. Over here just a little bit for the time being. And go ahead and get this box open and get this bad boy out of here. Looks like I opened it upside down, or maybe they packaged it upside down. Not a big deal. Put the box upside down. Go ahead and get it out on the table. And there we go. Oh wow. That's a great looking box, guys. Take a look at this. Get a look at how nice that is with the graphics on there. It's actually in really good shape too. I'm not seeing, I'm not seeing a whole lot of damage on the box. Woo, it's hot here. I've got my fan going back here to help keep me cool. It's not doing a whole lot of good though. It's about 107 degrees outside. Anyway, we'll tear right into this thing. Let's see if there's some tape on the box. There might be. Yep, there's some tape. We'll cut through that real quick. Yeah, let's see. Up through there. Alright, that ought to do the trick. Shake. Alright, look at what we got here. Boy, this is cool looking. I am real excited about this. Looks like you got a couple of options. Or no, it's just showing you the two different kinds of airplanes you can get from Freewing, and the two different paint schemes. It looks like the silver one here, which is the one that I purchased. And then you've got, even though it's in gray on this, I think this is actually the yellow and black version of the model. Both are available at Motion RC. And then right here we've got the instruction manual. And I'm going to walk around to the back of camera so that I can kind of see what the frame is here on this. Boy, that's really hard to see. Let me adjust that. There we go. There. That'll help us. Hopefully it's not too dark in the background now that I've done that. But we've got the instruction manual here. And let's see what's inside real quick. Just flipping through it, it looks like your standard, really very well done, exploded diagram style Freewing instruction manual. You know, each time they show you a picture of a particular area on the airplane or a particular part, it's you know, it's like computer generated graphics, but then they also have with it an exploded diagram with all of the part nomenclatures here so that you can order parts. Hopefully I won't need to do that, but it's there in case I do. So that's all pretty much what we've come to expect from Freewing, and we'll just put that aside for now and see what else is in the box. Looks like we've got some decals to apply to the airplane, which I actually think is kind of fun, and it's nice that we get to kind of have control of that aspect of the appearance. You know, a lot of times, while they do a very good job at the factory, you know, sometimes they're not as careful with things as we would otherwise be as the end product owners. Now we just want to make sure that it's not too dark, but at the same time that you're able to see everything. It looks like we got a bunch of stuff in there, so I'll get into that a little bit later on my own time. And I'm going to go ahead and bring out some of the parts that I'm seeing right on the top here. Alright, so these are no doubt the wingtip tanks for the airplane. And you can see here that there's an electrical lead included. It looks like it's a really good design. I'm sweating all over it, and I'm pretty sure that that electrical lead is for the LED light right here, the navigation light on the outboard wing. It's got fins back here, and then the rest of it is made of styrofoam. Looks really nice. It's got some good decals, good details on there. There's another one in the box right in that same location. And then right here, this must be the nose cone. And just up close here, it looks like we've got some magnetic attach points here. Anti-glare area up here on top. Nice finish on this model. And then just this last segment right along in here looks like it's made out of either fiberglass or fiber reinforced plastic, as is typical with the nose cones on these 90mm airplanes from Freewing. Put that back in the box. And right here we've got the all-important wing panel. I'm going to go ahead and open that up so that you can take a look at it. A little closer in detail. All right. Here we are. They've got these beautiful aerodynamic hinges that we've seen on all of the 90mm Freewing super scale airplanes. Just makes a real nice clean looking finish. This is the flap segment right here, and then this is the aileron segment on the airplane. All digital metal gear servos, and they've got these great ball link attach points again, as always. Looks like we've got the leads covered up nicely here on the bottom. In fact, that looks really good. Just a great finish on this all around. They've got a pre-applied decal here, really nice panel lines, and an attach point, and a lead for the wingtip tank that we already looked at. Interestingly, the wing is white on this version of the F-104 Starfighter. Very cool. Same thing in here, it's just the other wing. I'm going to go put that back in that part of the box there and follow with this. Make sure that I do this correctly so that I have the correct arrangement. There we go. Up top here also, it looks like we've got some dorsal fins here in this box, some carbon rod applications. The Man, it's hot in this garage. It is so smoking hot in here. I am absolutely just pouring sweat all over everything. I apologize. It's really unprofessional, but I really wanted to get this video done for you. Taking a look here, we've got, it appears to be a plastic molded pitot tube up for the nose cone on the airplane. And this one's got a little bit of a bend in it, but yeah, I can work with that. I can straighten that out, no problem. Also included here, we've got the glue that always comes with these airplanes, and it looks like some hardware that goes along with it. Also up top here is a carbon rod. I'm not sure exactly how the carbon rods are going to be utilized in this airplane, whether or not it's for the wing itself or some other part of the fuselage. I'll have to be looking at that down the road a little bit in assembly. Hopefully I can do a post-assembly video for you, or maybe a mid-assembly video like I did with the F-16 to give you an idea of what things that I'm running into, any tips that I have, and just things in general that I did on my build. You know, and people's builds are often personalized with a lot of different, ways of doing things. And I watch videos online, that other guys do, and I take their advice sometimes, and sometimes you'll see that come out in my build, and if in the past I haven't given proper credit for that, I apologize. I should have, and it'd be way too late to go back and make that correction now, because I can't tell you where I saw certain things, but there are a lot of people in this modeling community that are really great. You've got a lot of really great suggestions, and I'm happy that I'm able to bring these things to you guys for your enjoyment. It's the only reason I do it. You'll notice that I don't have any kind of ads or anything on my videos or anything like that, so I'm not making any money doing this. Looks like we're about to get to the fun part, so I'm going to move this out of the way. Oh wow, what do we have here? We've got, looks like the vertical stabilizer. So I'm going to cut into that. I tore a tendon off the end of my pinky, in case you're wondering. It's making some of this not so easy to do. Nothing I can't work through. This is the horizontal, or the vertical stabilizer for the F-104. Looks like it's got a real sturdy horizontal stabilizer mount right up here at the top of the stabilizer, and then we've got the rudder control surface here, again with the ball link and the aerodynamic hinges, which is just fantastic. If for no other reason, maybe drag's not such a big issue with these styrofoam models, but it sure adds to the look of the whole thing. And you get in there with these fine panel line details and things like that, and a nice coat of paint, and it really makes this thing shine, just like all their other models. Beautiful, beautiful job. Got a couple of leads here, one for the rudder servo, and it looks like one for the elevator servo that's ultimately going to be interconnected there. And a nice sturdy plastic reinforced mount, just like you always see on these models. I'm going to put that back in the box. And then we've got the forward fuselage cockpit area. Wow. This is really nice, guys. Here's the mount for the nose cone up front. You've got this beautiful canopy area. And I don't know if you can see it, but we've got a great detailed cockpit built right in there. Hopefully you can see that better than I think you can, but it's got, it looks like a photorealistic instrument panel right down in under the glare shield. Nice pilot figure in there to scale, and ejection seat. Man, this just looks fantastic. When I look at the detailing on this, with the decals and the panel lines and all the little, Air Force serial number 60-907, we've got beautiful reinforcing carbon rods here. And then right in the back here, you've got your integration PC board for all of the channels, you know, for the lights and the servos and everything on the airplane. Then when you take the magnetic canopy off, you've got down in here your battery tray, your plywood battery tray, your Velcro mounting strap, and then up front right here, a real special part of this airplane is the included gyro. I think this is a little bit too dark. There we go. And I've been reading a lot of great things about what this is going to do for us. Apparently, if nothing else, we're going to get better performance in windier conditions. So that's a pretty cool thing to have, but apparently it stabilizes the flight pretty effectively, as long as it's set properly. Now make sure that you go to those forums and check out the settings that people are recommending, particularly alpha, again, on the forums. That's where I'm going to get my information from for the setup before I ever put this thing in the air, because it's going to be the first time I've flown with the gyro. And the thing about gyros is, from what I'm reading, they can either be your best friend or your worst enemy, depending on whether or not you've got them set up right. So make sure that you take the time to do that. Looks like some good strong magnetic mounts here for the canopy. I'm pretty pleased with the way that's done. That snaps right on there. Good to go. We got a gun detail here at the bottom. Some either plastic or fiber reinforced or fiberglass doors here covering the nose wheel area. We're not going to get too much into that. Let's see if I can open the door up and force it open. That'll give you an idea, though, of what we're looking at. We've got, looks like metal gear down in there, along with landing light underneath the plywood tray, good strong sturdy mount, and rubber tires on an oleo strut style shock mounted nose gear. And then the nose wheel steering servo as well. Actually, that's the gear retraction servo. I'm sure the nose wheel steering servo is in there somewhere, though. We just can't quite see where it's hiding inside the assembly. I'll come over here to the fan and cool off for just a second. Woo, it is so hot. All right. Moving on here, looks like we've got the fuselage. This is the horizontal stabilizer. Not a whole lot to see there. I'll just go ahead and leave that part in the bag, but it's hinged and aerodynamically fair, just like the other flight control surfaces. Again, nice finish, nice panel lines, and a ball link attach point for the rudder control, or elevator control rather. Let's get into the fuselage, the main fuselage. Wow, this is neat, just like always. Just an incredible finish. I heard on some of the models, guys, that people were having trouble with these inlet cones being damaged. I'm not seeing that on my model. They look like they're in perfect condition. Might have just been an unfortunate set of circumstances that led to that for some folks. Also, as always, the word on the street is, and in my experience, Motion RC is excellent customer service, and they're always willing to take a look at the problem and help you solve it readily. Always been a great experience with them as far as I'm concerned. Looking at the decals on this airplane, I don't suppose they had much choice when it comes to the way these sit on here. This has been a kind of an issue for some folks. I don't actually think it's as bad as I expected it to be, but there's a clear section in between these red stripes here that kind of dulls down the silver finish a little bit. Okay, so it turns out it was so hot in my garage that my iPhone went into emergency overheat mode and quit working right in the middle of my discussion about the fuselage here. So where I was at is, it looks like the decals here are actually not too bad. As I said, some folks were kind of concerned about the way they sit on the airplane, but they look good to me. And again, we've got nice reinforced wing mounting areas here with the screw-in mounts, the mounting points, and it looks like they've taped over these areas here where the carbon fiber wing spars go into the fuselage, and where you've got your leads in here for your wing lights and wing control surfaces. We've got lights right here in the side of the fuselage. Looks like more navigation lights. Down here underneath, we've got our landing gear installation. These are the same landing gear that you find on the F-16, and they're very sturdy. They work wonderfully. I've got nothing but good things to say about them. They're oleo style mounted struts. You've got rubber tires on there. You've got main landing gear door mounted landing lights here that are extremely bright. What else? Jack screw operated retraction and extension actuators in there. And then you've got your servos independently for the main landing gear door operation, which I understand, or as I understand it, are sequenced. It looks like we've got probably a flashing red beacon here on the bottom. We've got cheater vents for the 90mm EDF installation here in the back. We've got spring-loaded, louvered cheater air doors here that are actually a part of what is on the full-scale aircraft, the speed brake system. And as I understand it, you need a full 9 channels to operate all of these functions. But these, apparently these extend out. They're servo mounted. I wonder if I can even get in there without unscrewing anything. It doesn't look like I can, but what I can do is I can hopefully show you down inside here. If you can look real careful, you'll see that there are servos mounted down in there for the operation of those speed brakes. Here you're looking all the way through. This is actually the upright orientation here. You're looking all the way through down into the inlets forward. So the inlets are actually functional, and along with that, you've got all the cheater vents to deliver air to this motor to give you the power and performance that you come to expect. On the outside, looks like I have to lighten this up just a little bit here so that you can see it. On the outside of the inlet nozzle, around the outer ring area right in here, well, this is really hard to hold up and do this at the same time without damaging the model. And also to see, you know, what it is I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to show you. I want to make sure I get it right. In this area outside between the fuselage and the turkey feathers here is the lighted LED ring that gives you the afterburner effect. And I think that comes on around 50 or 60% throttle. And it's, I think it's red, but I'm not sure. But here I've got the speed brake opened up so that you can see that mechanism down in there. Get it in the camera. There you go. And there you can see that. There's mounting points underneath here for the optional dorsal fins all along the bottom. And then this right here is the mounting location for the EDF unit itself. It sits way back in this model. It's going to be interesting to see how that's all balanced out. Lots of really cool detail there. Man, I'll tell you, I'm in love with the thing so far. I think it looks great. So what I did independently here, or rather what I did is I ordered the version that comes without the EDF, but I happen to have the 12 bladed 90mm EDF laying around from before, from Freewing. And so I've got that separately to show you, for those of you who may have not seen it before. This is a 12 bladed Outrunner unit here. Let's get a good look at it. All right, there you are looking down into the composite fan there with the metal spinner on the front, and then in the back you've got your guide vanes and an exhaust nozzle with a cooling feature for the motor, which you can probably just barely make out down in there, the Outrunner motor with the 3 leads. It's a very sturdy unit. This is a metal case, and it puts out a ton of power. I think it's right around 8 pounds, but I don't remember for sure. But I think it's right around 8 pounds of thrust on a 6S 5000 milliamp 60C battery that they recommend from Motion. Anyway guys, that's all I have to show you. I hope you enjoy this model. I hope you pick it up. It's just what I expected from Freewing. This is the kind of thing they do, and they do it extremely well. These models, these super scale 90mm models, are amazing. I can't wait to get the thing together to fly it. Again, I apologize for the problems with the sound and the heat. If you run this thing fast forward, you can probably see me go from a dry shirt to this right here. So that, if you get bored, you can try that. But I apologize for all that. I really wanted to get this video out, and I'm on an extreme time crunch in my schedule. I didn't see anything for the next 2 weeks in my schedule where I could do this video for you if I didn't get it done today. So I appreciate you being with me. I hope you enjoy the Freewing F-104 90mm model from Motion RC if you happen to pick one up, and I hope to see you again in the future on my videos. Thanks for watching.